I'm fundamentally in charge of the long-range vision on the establishment of the infrastructure for the school district to support business as well as educational projects. As far as the town is concerned, we gathered together the town leaders and the school leaders, and we installed about 21 miles of fiber optic cable last summer. And that data center actually lives here at the Central School District office. So we maintain a very close relationship with the town, which is essential to make any kind of cost effectiveness with networking here. So it's all of their equipment, all of the data, all of the fiber winds up here in this building, and we move from there. We've got great plans. With the public library, because we are able to connect to the N7, we are able to use this. We are going to be able to, this school year, allow students to actually go into the public libraries and log on as themselves, which means that they will then, at the public library, the students would then fall underneath our content filters. On the regular public library, they would prefer not to have content filters. So it really is the best of both worlds, because the community can go into the public library, a regular parent can log on to the network and access and research any kind of items they would want. I am hired directly by the superintendent of schools. Who I report to is my end users and students, because what I do directly affects the learning in the building, and we take that as our most important goal. Business functions are important, but they're only important as much as they support the educational process. And so we do a lot of working with students, with teachers, in a one-to-one relationship as to what their needs are and what we can provide the network to help meet those needs in a cost-effective manner. Technology is curriculum. Without the technology, without the network infrastructure, school in the 21st century just doesn't happen. Before we had the Enterasys network, we had literally a cacophony of fiber, of cable, of copper, of wireless, of you name it. It was just all over the place. Trying to keep this all together at the same time was very, very difficult, because we actually basically had 20, maybe 22 separate LANs. Each had to be managed individually, and then somehow in the background put together to make a solid single network. The vision for the network was based primarily on what we see happening in the next 10 or 15 years, not what's happened in the past 10 or 15 years. And of course, anytime anybody talks about computer networks, the word security always comes up in one of the first discussions. We were very interested in having a network that had security built into it rather than built upon it. We managed the network using several tools. One of them, which we use perhaps more than the others right now, is NetSite. Simply to be able to watch the network for anomalies, to see what's happening, where things are going, manage the switches. Because having my network manager now be able to reach out and manage all the switches from his office saves me a considerable amount of budget. So we were looking for a network solution that not only had built-in security from the ground up, but also had a scalable solution that we knew that over the next 10 years we would be able to build this network without having to re-engineer or re-architect it. A huge benefit for us was that compared to perhaps some other vendors, the lifelong warranty of the equipment that we get from Enterasys doesn't carry a price tag. That we have equipment in our buildings right now that we know we won't have to budget for. With the relationship with Enterasys, I learned that I can trust them, and that I'm not afraid to call them up and express my concerns or express where I'm going or what I want to do, and they've gained my trust. And that's very important, where so many other people other vendors, you're not really quite sure whether this is a sales call or this is another ulterior motive or what. I really learned that I think they have my best interest at heart.